Good afternoon, guys. Welcome back into my channel. So in this lab, we're going to create a dedicated host. So say if I want a physical server and just a house, so I can add a dedicated host. So I'm going to the search bar and I can type in dedicated 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 host. As you can see here, I have it right there. So, so I'm going to create a new resource group for this. So I can call this, let's say I call this RG host, RG and host. I can click OK. And for the instance name, let's say I call that host 01. I can put this on East. I can leave this on East US 1. Now under the hardware profile, if you click here, you will see it said that the host group is a collection of hosts. You must select a host group in the name location as the host you created. So the host that I'm going to choose. So since this is tied to a physical machine, if my host is going to be in the US one, so so my host group is going to be like in the US one. So if you can come back and add another host, you simply add your next host to the same host group. They just have to be in the same location. If you want these in a different location, you simply have to use different host group. But these are grouping these together. So I'm going to name this let's say I name this HD0. And so I can put this in an availability zone that we know availability zone actually give us high availability. If one data center in our region fails, our resources can run off or the data center in the same region. So it's a fault tolerance. So it's like a fault domain makes me choose someone to choose one. So I'm actually here for availability zone. So I can choose either zone 1, 2, and 3. And So, let's see. Let me just choose none right now. So enable Ultra SSD. Let's overdo that. So Ultra SSD enable you to deploy your most in and output intensive workloads with unprecedented and extremely scalable performance with sub-millisecond latency. So I don't really need this right now. So let's just make the default count to 1. So this is basically already in 1 here. So we got it. Let's just click on that and see. You can define the number of fault domain available to a virtual machine in this set. So virtual machine in different fault domain have a separate power source and network switch, which helps limit impact of potential hardware failure or outage or network outage. So let's just click add for now. Now, for size family, so we can choose the size of the family now. Let's we could choose either, so we will not do um let's choose a family type. Let's leave it as default. And almost immediately the credit on the account. So the only other option, so do you want to replace the host on failure almost certain? So so let's so it will come. So if the host has a hardware level failure and crashes goes offline, it's automatically be replaced. So come back online now with our availability zone. If the host failed, we would still have high availability and we mean online. But we with this can just determine to replace a failed host immediately. Automatically replace host on failure. Um, so the only other question is, do you already have your own license? Do you already have your own license? And huh. So yes or no. And the other one is tag. So we can click on tag. If you want to define the tag or the quantity for billing or search in a group and resources together, you could. So no configuration really relates to tag, but that's all there would be in the dedicated host. It's just the basic is to, so it's to create the host and then configure whatever settings that you want at the host level. But you would have exclusive access to this machine and only your organization would have access to this machine. So there will be no share hardware with other as certain. But sorry. So So that's basically all that is into, creating a dedicated host. You could just hit create and review. So let's just back out. Let's give it a tag. It says dedicated host. And let's just give it a value of physical, just for the sake of this tag here, so we can pass this. So we not. Let's review and see what we miss here. Okay, so it says this. So let's just put it on a standard D3 family and see this is what it PC and I'll need it to this configuration, but only 4 pieces. The 4 remain standard. So let's see. Let's put it on a 2. 8 VPC are needed for this configuration, but only 0 VPC we made for the standard. So what do we do? Let's see this one. That's too much we need. It's just becoming. How about this one? 96 needed. 48 needed. 128 needed. So I'm not sure. So it's look like we don't have that much. So let's disable this and see. So because we don't have that much credit left in our account, we can create this, but the processing step is just that. So I hope this was being helped. I'll see you in the next lab.